Today we're going to begin our fractions unit, and there are 4 different types of things we're going to do with fractions today. The first one is where they have us compare fractions. And when they ask us to compare, they want us to compare them using a greater than, less than, or equal to sign. What we're going to do is take these fractions and figure out which one's bigger, which one's smaller, or if they're equal to each other. And to do this, there's several different ways you could do it. You could get common denominators. You could change it to decimals. That's the way I'm going to show you because I think it's a little bit quicker doing it that way. So if you take in your calculator 2/3, if you divide 2 by 3, you're going to get 0.6 repeating. And then if you do the same thing with 3/4, 3 divided by 4 is 0.75. And after changing them to decimals, you're going to look at those two and determine which one is bigger. 0.75 is bigger than 0.66, so we're going to use a less than symbol. We want that opening to be towards the greater number. So the bigger number has the opening towards it. So in this case, we would say 2/3 is less than 3/4. When they ask you to complete a proportion like we have here, they want us to fill in this missing part on top. So to do this, what you're going to do is look at the numbers you have. To get from 3 to 15, we would multiply by 5. Now with fractions, anytime you do something to the bottom, you want to do the same thing to the top. So now to get this top number, we'll multiply also by 5. 2 times 5 gives you 10. Now if you reduce that fraction 10/15, 10 and 15 could both be divided by 5. That would give you 2 on top, 3 on the bottom. So that's kind of a way of checking it to make sure you did it correctly. And then the last two, they're going to give us a mixed number, have us write it as an improper fraction. To do this, we're going to take these two numbers and multiply them. 7 times 2 is 14. And then the number you get to that, we're going to add to this number up here. 7 times 2 is 14. 14 plus 4 is 18. And then in fractions, your denominator will always stay the same. That 7 down there will stay a 7 down here. And then if they ask you to change an improper fraction to a mixed number, now we're just doing the opposite. We're going to do this backwards. Now what you do is you take this 23/4. The bar in between 23 and 4 means we're going to divide. And what we're going to do is figure out how many times 4 will divide into 23. Well, 4 goes into 23 5 times. And if you multiply 5 times 4, you get 20. Now if you take 20 away from 23, you have 3 left over. That's going to be your numerator. And your denominator will stay the same. Now if you want to check to make sure you did it right, you can just kind of redo what we did up here. Just do the reverse of this. 4 times 5 is 20. 20 plus 3 is 23. Denominator would remain a 4. So that's a good way to check it to make sure you did it correctly.